It's a daily talk show, everyone. Welcome to our YouTube channel, Christian Hull. It's fucking hot today, isn't it?
I have no idea what's going on.
We've got...
You just shouted, "You're rolling!"
Sorry about Tommy's...
Hello, guys.
Hello.
So I've got the $70 of Uber Eats breakfast order from McDonald's.
$70.
Yeah, it's a bit...
Okay.
We're lashing out for you, mate.
It's Fat Fridays. Christian Hull has been on the show previously.
Yeah, and so this is what we do. On Fridays, we just lose our mind and buy a whole bunch of...
I think it was last week where you had a big pizza.
Yeah.
That was massive.
Yeah.
What? Yeah. What are you more excited about, this or the...
No, this. Okay. I haven't had a sausage and egg McMuffin in at least 4 days.
Ooh. Oh my God. Look how big the OJ is.
There's a lot going on here,
That's
guys.
an orange juice, guys.
Okay, I think that's mine. That's Josh's. That's Mr. 97's. And, yep, you see yours.
Yep, great.
Do you reckon if I had that much orange juice, I'll shit my pants?
Careful, that's over the road desk.
All right.
With the $700 worth of equipment.
Okay. Oh, Jesus Christ. So, look, we're going to eat this now. Can we actually at least show that we've got... So, what food have we got?
So, this is the order. It's hot cakes. And then I've had... Yeah, these ones. These are like some big brekkie burger thing.
People actually watch this?
Yeah.
We actually don't know about this bit.
Like, my favourite part is... on YouTube, the most popular videos are people eating food. And you're like, all right, we've got the food. Now we're going to stop rolling and we're going to eat the food. It's like,
Maybe we can all bite into a bacon and a hash brown simultaneously bite into a hash brown. Can I have one, Josh?
Okay, there you go.
Thank you.
Christian can
and
have
then that
his.
can take us into the show.
Okay.
All right?
Well, yeah, you've got your... Wait, we're not... This isn't a photo opportunity, is it? This could be a thumbnail?
No, this is sound effects. So we get the crunch sound.
That I love.
And then we'll roll into the show.
Okay.
Here we go. 3, 2...
One doesn't make a noise.
It's a daily talk show, episode 269.
Oh, 69.
Yeah.
And we're barely here.
It's Fat Fridays.
There's a lot of food.
With Christian Hull, our chief 69er.
Just picture that right now. How do you 69 with 3 people?
That is
969?
No, that's
is
a
confusing.
269. One of us is just there for the support.
All right. Clearly, what we've noticed, Christian, because last time you were on, we were in your lounge room. Now you're in our office and we're filming it. So there's a bit of a difference. But what we've found is the video makes us go a bit smutty. And then we have you, which is chief
We
filth.
were pretty smutty last time, weren't we? You were all in my lounge room, just sitting on the couch.
You were telling us about some sort of like
what had gone on the couch.
Parking lot or park that you went to. I think there was that. We won't go there.
Dogging,
just
was it?
about.
Yeah, was it about
No,
dogging?
you brought dogging up.
Okay, that's all right. What have you been up to, Christian Hull? What's been going on?
I've just eaten so much food, and usually you do it after an episode. And I'm in like a... This content's just going to be really great today because now I feel like I want to take a nap because it's 39 degrees outside. You've turned off the air conditioner.
Yeah.
I feel like a small hum, I think, should be fine.
Yes. Is it? I don't know.
No,
Josh is the
it's not
guy.
fine. No,
it's not fine. It's definitely not fine.
You're so professional. Like,
What are we
You can
sweating?
say anal.
Well, I don't get that.
I don't know if I'm allowed to do...
Oh, it's just smutty.
No, but why do you... What did he say?
He said you're so professional. I said you're anal.
anal. Yes.
Well, you were
Fucking
talking
flew
about
over
the story.
both your heads.
Yeah, it did.
And so I was connecting back to the first bit where we were talking smutty. There is strong weather banter when it's this hot. Down the cafe, there's just... Most of the conversation was weather banter.
Yeah, because sometimes it's filler when you don't know what to talk about. You're talking about the weather. But 39 degrees it was 46 degrees in Adelaide. So we're in Melbourne.
46?
46.
Yeah.
It was the highest recorded ever temperature in Adelaide yesterday.
Yeah.
Wait, so...
Can we burp into the mic?
Yes.
Sorry.
Wait, who does that? Howard Stern does that.
Burps into the mic.
Burps into the mic. So I'm like, only Howard Stern can get away with it.
But I 100%. Guests can do it on our show, but Josh, you're not doing it. We're not doing it.
What have you realised?
I eat really fast. That 50% of what goes down is air. And so, because I do my podcast episode and I'll eat beforehand and drink, and then I'm just like, blah, 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 blah. And I don't know whether it's an issue I have or whether I need to slow down.
Oh, it's definitely the slowing down, but I do the same thing.
Do you get, Christian, do you get people commenting and saying, dude, stop burping?
Can you please burp off mic? If you're gonna have to burp, just do it off mic. But I love when you're wearing headphones, I just love the sound of a great burp, like right in your ears.
It enhances everything. I mean, it's the only time that I'll admit that I like the sound of my own voice is when you're listening through headphones, and it's like it. To me, I sound whiny and annoying just with no headphones on, but then you hear all the bass of your voice, and it makes.
I'm wearing headphones right now.
That's why he's doing it, because he loves it.
Yeah, but it's the epitome of vanity is when you don't need to wear headphones.
Absolutely.
But you wear them because you're just listening to yourself.
Well, the issue is, Josh, the sweat. We need to make sure
But instead, put the aircon back on.
No, we're not putting the fucking aircon on. The reason we're...
Do you know that meme from Key and Peele where he's dripping sweat?
It's profuse. It's the only...
We need a tea towel.
It's amazing. Mr. 97, can you sort out some kind of a...
Maybe the microfiber.
Can you get one of the T-shirts, the blue ones over there?
No, not Mr. 97 was about to get... a rag that we've been using to wipe the whiteboard. And
what's wrong with that?
Well, because I was going to end up... What were you saying?
Shoves a squeegee up their butt.
You said it.
I don't know why you'd be concerned about a rag with a little bit of ink on it.
Is that... Do you feel... It's very true. Wow.
Can you please just...
Yeah, I just need to wipe myself.
I need an update from last episode, Christian. You said that you're addicted to nose spray. How's it going?
Oh my God, I actually have an update. Oh, thank God, something interesting. Okay, so I...
He's pulled out the spray.
So I need to burp.
Should I do one?
No, don't. Can we not?
I just a little... No, people are tuning out.
Mate, they've got to tune in before they So I have, for the last 4 years, been addicted to Dimetap nasal spray.
Is that a brand?
Yes.
Okay.
He's got to deal with them.
I've got to get 4 brand mentions in the show.
And a spray.
Yeah.
It's a crippling addiction. Yeah. People they laugh at it. It's a really common addiction because you're not supposed to use nasal spray for more than 3 days. Anyway, it was all on the previous episode.
Yes. Listen.
But I bought this thing to get me unaddicted. And I started it yesterday. And so what you do is, this is going to be really boring for a little bit. So the line at the top here.
Okay, yep, there's two lines. Yeah.
Just speak closer to the microphone too, Christian.
Yep, it happened. So there's 2 lines,
wow,
the top one.
Bad. Yeah, and then you use the spray till there, and then you fill it up with a dilutant.
Okay.
Solution.
It's like a nasal douche. Is it like a...
It's just...
Is it a...
The neti potty. The neti pot.
The neti pot. Yeah, that burns.
Yeah.
Have you used
What
one?
is the neti pot?
Are you using cold water in it?
No, you have to... Well, it's lukewarm.
Yeah, but it hurts. It really hurts if it's cold.
Water.
Really?
Bring the mic a little bit closer to you, Christian.
You can't use tap water. It will kill you.
Okay.
So there's bacteria in tap water and your sinuses are really sensitive. So if you're pouring in tap water...
We're not in Bali, mate. There's not that many things in our
people
water.
People have died.
From Melbourne tap water?
Well, I don't
Wait, because it's... why they don't... Because there's bad shit in it.
That's like... You're not... I learnt this. You can't give yourself an enema with just tap water. It's really unhealthy.
You probably should steer away from self-enemas anyway.
What is the main use of an enema?
I heard that...
is that for...
I heard a guy talking, a scientific man talk about the enemas.
Do you mean a scientist?
I actually couldn't confirm. Mr. 97, do you know who I'm talking about? The dude on Rogan that was talking about enemas, and he was saying they're absolute bullshit. He was saying there is actually no chance. You know how they say, like, oh, look, there's a bit of something from your gut. It's like, there's actually no chance of that.
Oh, that's a... caloric irrigation.
Colonic.
Thank you. That was Dr. Weil that was saying that, wasn't it?
He's a doctor.
But he also believes in... He thought that... He did LSD and thought that because of that, he grew an immunity to the sun. So he doesn't get sunburnt anymore.
I mean, sometimes you win some, you lose some. But yeah, so I just want to explain. A neti pot is like this thing with this. It's basically it looks like a teapot, and you stick one bit in your nose, and you do that, and then it comes out the other side of your nose.
Well, the
cleans it out.
The water goes in. It goes through your sinus.
Yeah,
and it goes
bullshit.
Through, I don't think it goes through the top one, but then it goes through the other one.
Christian's just drawing on his face. Like
I got a real picture there.
Yeah, but
I forgot.
No, that's good. No.
Vision.
But the amount of drawing you were doing, it's quite. Your nasal region is actually quite. The sinuses are quite big.
Yeah, they're your cheeks. Your sinuses are here, and so on just under your eyes, and then one sort of above the bridge of your nose. So what you do if you've got a really, really bad cold and your nose is completely blocked, if you just press rhythmically on the top of your forehead, it sort of like pulsates the sinus and then just pours out of your nose.
What about my ears? So one of my ears is fucked at the moment.
While Christian's giving medical advice, let's seek some other bits.
As a scientific man myself.
No, so yesterday, it's actually sort of disgusting. We used we're house sitting and we found something in the cupboard for my ear. Oh. So I just used it.
What do you mean, dude?
Was it definitely for the ears?
Yeah, it was for ears. But
was it a prescription?
No, I don't think it was a prescription, but I've had it.
Was there an expiry date?
I don't know. I had a blocked ear. And Bree was like looking and she was like, I found some cotton tips for you.
Yeah.
And so I started putting them in. She goes, there's actually this liquid that I found and it's for your ears.
Oh, yes.
With the wealth of knowledge you have, Josh, some of the shit you do is outrageous.
I'm not a scientific
knife.
Yeah. No, so what I did was I tipped my head and Bree put it into my ear and I wasn't expecting, I don't know what I was expecting. But I just jumped out of my skin because you think you're going fucking deaf.
Because you had your ear penetrated.
Well, I don't know what it is, but so I'm trying to, it's still not good. My left ear, I think it's wax.
It was an earwax softener. And I think when you put the drops in, it absorbs into the earwax and it makes that noise right in your ear. And it's really terrifying.
Are you a guy who's used a ear candle before?
Yes.
Interesting.
Have you, bullshit, Josh? Aren't they?
Yeah, I think so.
I believe that because what happens is you end up with all this earwax, but apparently if you cut open the candle, there's all just yellow.
Interesting. So ear candle, bizarre. Probably shouldn't do it by yourself. But
it's very difficult.
So you lie on the side and actually stick this thing just gently into your ear, and then you light the top of it. And then it's meant to use the force to draw, like the force. No, not the force. Yeah, the force.
Yeah,
the fire. Well, the fire is sucking the stuff out of your ear.
Well, but
it's fake. What's your view on it? Did it work?
Yeah.
Well, I don't think so.
Okay. All right, well, it's the Daily Talk Show, everyone,
and we're just getting started.
It's all about the science.
This is our hottest episode today. This is actually stinging hot.
Really
so what's your living arrangement like when it comes to air conditioning, fans?
I have nothing. I live in an old school 70s apartment. I need to burp again.
That's fine.
Sorry.
But it's sort of like no, we don't need it. But yours, the way that I feel like your place is, it's sort of it's a bit of a nook. So you sort of go underneath. It's sort of a
really
cave.
Weird. Daryl Jackson, for any architect buffs, in the 70s designed this apartment building, won a lot of awards for it, and it's like a 3 split level. So you actually enter on like the top floor, and you've got a little entranceway that goes down into the living kitchen, and then you go down into the bedrooms. So it's really cool, and it's really old. It feels like you're living in a church because it's got that spray on concrete that looks like popcorn on the roof.
Why do they use that?
It's just a cheap alternative.
Oh, really? I always
exposed wood.
I feel like it's asbestos.
My mate lived in one. He lived in your building.
Oh, right.
Remember Fitzy? Brett Fitzpatrick? Maybe you don't know. He's not there anymore.
He works at SEN.
But they renovated there, so they had an aircon, I'm pretty sure.
Oh,
but you've got no aircon.
I've got nothing.
And they've got all their split systems. They're pouring all of their hot air to you.
Well, I have to have all the doors open, and so all you can hear is the
moaning.
Christian in bed.
It's nothing that people don't usually hear. But it's so, like, I didn't go to sleep last night till 5:30
a.m.
Yeah, because it's really hard to sleep in hot weather. I just couldn't.
What do you
shut
do?
off. You cry and you just beg your brain to turn off.
It is. So I grew up in a house where mum and dad.
Are you Queensland?
No. But thanks for thinking that I'm Queensland.
That would explain so many things.
The backwards hat for sure.
The arrogance.
The shorts, the arms, the shorts, the scientist guy,
the footy shorts that you're always wearing that are just long enough to cover sort of
stubby shorts.
Yeah.
Growing up, mum and dad never bought an air conditioner until we were about I was about 17, 18. I was about to leave home.
Oh.
And so we grew up no aircon. And so I like, it's in me to go never living in a house without an aircon. It's just like, it's a goal. I want to be the person that isn't worried about having their aircon on. I'll spend the money.
But I was going to say, then you see the bill.
Yeah,
but the bill, this is what Bree and I always argued about, because I actually asked years ago, I asked people on Facebook, which is a very trusted source, a lot of scientific people.
Science men are on
If you need to solve a medical issue.
No, but it doesn't actually cost that much. It's like whatever, like
Yes, it does.
how much they could, like $4 a night.
Well, actually, sorry.
I'm so sorry, everyone.
Many burps.
Well, we shouldn't have gone as hard
I
as
don't
we-
know how much an air conditioning costs. I've never had one, but growing up, my father would just absolutely abuse anyone who turned the air conditioner
What about the lights?
Yeah,
Were you
yeah.
allowed
the
lights?
lights? The lights on and the air conditioner on. So I've just
Central
grown
heating?
up knowing that I assume air conditioning costs an absolute fortune because he would scream at us. We'd be like, just like you, dripping, and they paid, $22,000 for this beautiful air conditioning in the whole home, and we couldn't use it.
You've got, is it triplets or just?
Triplet brothers, yes. So
you're
I'm the
one.
eldest.
That's crazy. And what was the sleeping arrangements for you guys? Was it bunk beds or you're all in
We
one
had one
room?
bed, so we just had one bed and all 4 of us were in it. No. No, I lived in a mansion.
Oof.
And it wasn't until I
The
moved out
GFC then.
that we had to move out and live on
Yeah,
the
yeah.
streets that I realised. No, because we had a 5-bedroom home.
That's a
And
lot of
that's
bedrooms.
so many-
Your parents have moved to the Blue Mountains, haven't they?
Yes, the Blue Mountains is a very fancy area.
Yeah,
And I feel like I have posh, wealthy parents. Because they sold the mansion was in Sydney. So they've sold the Sydney mansion.
What suburb?
And made, okay, well, it's not a great suburb. But,
Castle
I
Hill.
don't know.
No, Parramatta.
okay, it's not
Penrith.
no.
Croydon.
No.
Armidale.
CBD.
Mossman.
No, Mossman's.
Potts Point.
Mossman is they're the really
Yeah,
nice
I
ones.
know they are.
I was
He's running
Denniston, which is West Ryde.
Okay.
Ryde, which is a bit of a hole.
Hard to get a house for under $1 million these days in Sydney alone. So that's a nice area.
You can't
Ryde.
get a house.
There's some great places in Ryde.
I was talking to the guys down at the cafe, and we're working out
About the weather?
If we, no, I actually literally said we can't talk about the weather because I sweat more when I'm worrying about the weather.
Mason, can you come in and Mr. 97? Can you come in and dab his head, please?
Mr. 97, do you think it's actually a problem? Like, are people
Can you dab
going
his
to
head?
see-
Yeah, if they can see it, it's an uncomfortable.
He won't do. Oh, he wouldn't dab his head.
He
Good
doesn't
test,
want
mate. You passed.
He doesn't want his face on, so he doesn't want to be associated with this in any way.
Yeah, he knows it
Good
will turn
call.
into an
Good
animated
call.
GIF.
No,
I'll
test
keep
it.
I'll keep my little rag there. But no, we're talking about if we had $20 million, what we'd do.
Yeah.
And Char, our mate, was saying that he would buy a mansion. My thought was I'd prefer to have an apartment in Melbourne, an apartment in New York, an apartment in London, an apartment in Tokyo. So they're not great fucking, it's not like a 20 million one in New York.
It's a waste
It's like,
of money.
You got no money left after that.
well, that's what I was saying. That's the one problem.
You're actually in a lot of debt by then because you've
can't-
leveraged the other ones. and
but
you've
what-
taken
so-
out 20 million bucks.
I didn't realize in America you buy a house and they pay 10% tax every year on the value of the house. So you buy a $20 million mansion, that's $200,000 a year.
Do you own a house of your own?
I
Or a
had to
property?
make a really big adult decision 2 weeks ago where I found an apartment I really wanted to buy.
Yes.
And then I feel like such a gangster. So I was like, okay, here's the apartment. All right, I want to buy it. So I went in and had a look. It's the first time I've ever
Were you
gone
looking?
in. Well,
Are you a tire kicker or are you legit?
what? Am I
A
what?
tire
tire
kicker.
kicker.
Someone who's just sort
Because
of
I've done a
oh,
sticky
yeah,
beak
this-
into a open for inspection.
I was actually, I wanted this apartment.
There for business.
I've been looking on Domain for a year, and then I saw this one come up, and I was like, I want to buy it at the end of the year. I was like, no, I'll go in.
What
I
was
did
good
the
about it?
inspection. It was an old school 70s apartment, which
Do
is
you
what
know
I
a lot
love.
about architecture? Because I feel like you mention a lot of
No, just
eras
Daryl
and shit.
Jackson.
Okay.
I don't even know if that's his
Is
actual
Daryl
name.
Jackson from 70s or is he 70s style, did you say?
Well, he designed stuff in the 70s.
Yeah, that's 70s,
Yeah, so, yep.
I think.
Yep.
Anyway, scientist guy.
Anyways, got the squeegee. I totally forgot. Anyway, beautiful 70s apartment. They'd done the block to the whole building. So 12 apartments, gutted them all, put all new fixtures, fittings, done them up. They were incredible. And I was like, right, I want one. So I went in, looked at it. I was like, I want it. I went back. I went to my bank. I was like, I need a loan.
Yep.
And I don't know how long it takes to get a home loan.
Had you spoken to the bank already and said, hey guys, I'm interested? Okay.
Not at all. Have you bought?
No.
Nah.
Because I feel like I'm a real hustler. Because 2 days later, they were like, "Yep, you're approved." And I was like,
So
that was
good.
How much effort did you have to put in? Because I'll tell you right now, I met a mortgage broker who helps people out in this. He said in his firm, all the people who own houses and had gotten mortgages through their own company then did the test again to prepared all the documents. It was a test for the company to see if they would pass it now standards. None of them passed. So none of them legally can afford to have the house that they've got.
Yeah.
So it's like, that's why I say, how much work did you actually put in for the document?
Well, it's good you're employed, like because you've got it's a cluster.
We're
it's a cluster
unemployed.
It's a
I get it.
clusterfuck because I have like a trust and shit. So I've had to like actively say now that I'm no, it's more that I'm poorer than you. No, the fact is that you actually, when you're self-employed, you need to start going, okay, you can't just be thinking about X, Y, and Z, like your tax and all that sort of stuff. You need to be like focusing on actual salary because that's what they're looking at.
They care about your tax return from your employer.
Well, I'm lucky that I've got a full-time job and then all my other money that comes from...
Cool. What do they say? Weird flex, bro? Or what do they...
Yeah.
Is that what they say?
Yeah.
Yeah, full-time employment.
Yeah.
And then
One of them.
I earn like a lot of money from doing my other stuff.
Fuck yeah.
So I think they went, this guy's a baller. I'm like, yeah, we'll give him a bit of money. So I got the loan.
Did you have the full deposit that you needed and shit? Or
Yeah,
what,
20%.
It sounds like something dodgy went on.
No.
Is this like the
Didn't
Friar?
you have to go
is this like
through
the
and
Friar
declare
festival?
like your monthly spending on food,
Yeah, I did
monthly
that.
spending on...
You just opened up his Uber Eats.
That's literally all I did. Okay, monthly I spend on Uber Eats. Great.
Yeah.
I can put that in.
Nah, I guess that's
did all
easy
that.
then, digital.
That was it. That's all you had to do. And
Yeah.
then they just look into your account. I don't know who that is.
Sorry, it's my wife.
Where's the squeegee?
Yeah. She just said, I ordered Uber Eats. Thanks. Thanks, Amy.
She ordered Uber Eats.
Yeah.
It's like she's watching
wants
live.
to be a part of this.
Oh, yeah,
Guys,
she
I got
knows.
McDonald's too.
No, she loves you, so she's like
stop.
maybe trying to get in. Say hi to Amy.
Hi, Amy. I wish you were here rather than
The
your
sweaty
weird-
mess.
Oh my God! Like it's like you're not. You're wearing underpants
Yeah.
basically.
Are those the way that your leg hair is? I think that's almost pubic hair that I say.
Well, there is a transition from where your pubic hair is. It's sort of like pubic hair, slightly less pubic hair, getting into normal hair,
It is
leg hair,
weird.
and light hair.
Yeah.
What is it? What's the?
But hang on, let's go back to the
Sorry.
mortgage.
And
mortgage.
then got my thing, went in, made an offer. I was like, I got this, and then
Is it an auction or what? No.
no, I got passed in at auction.
Okay.
And so I feel like I had an upper hand. And then I put my offer in and it was about $50,000 less than what they wanted. And then they laughed and said, no, thanks. And I was like, oh. And so I didn't actually.
Didn't get it.
Didn't get
And they sold
was
it?
really disappointing. No, they haven't sold it.
Well, surely
They're
take
holding out.
his-
like the market is really shit at the moment.
Yeah,
So I thought I'd get it.
But maybe they're going to be like, do they put your name down or something and be like, if you're, we're all just clearing ourselves.
It is just.
No, so will they keep you on a file or something? So
I
when they
told them
decide
to.
that they're financially pinched and they have to do it.
Yeah, but I don't think I want to buy anymore.
Why not?
'Cause then I freaked out. I was like, oh my God, I might have to move. And I live in like, I'm
you would.
spoilt in South Melbourne where I live. It's like a mansion, 2-bedroom apartment. It's
I was
massive.
going to say, I thought you were saying about how many brothels. It's the highest amount of brothels in one suburb, South Melbourne.
There are 11, one closed opposite me. I don't know why. Business must be difficult. There are now 10. There are 10 brothels within a 200-metre radius of my
Yeah.
place.
How many
crazy.
brothels are exclusively straight brothel? Like, can you go to any brothel and and they offer gay services?
I don't know. I don't think so.
Are you saying is there like a transsexual brothel? Is there
No.
I think you just.
I just mean like if you want to go to a brothel,
as a woman to a...
no, like a Christian wants to go to a brothel.
True. I think there's probably more brothels that are
gigolos.
women servicing men,
Yes.
and so then that's why I was saying if a woman went to one of those, is it yes or no, or do you get?
That's
you
a
get the
really
boot?
good question. There's
We asked the big ones
the
here,
ga-
Christian.
Is there no need for a brothel?
Grindr is literally
Yeah, that's
the
what I
male
was thinking.
brothel.
Yeah.
'Cause, and then there's like saunas that men go to.
That's Wet on Wellington, yes?
Jeez, you know a surprising amount of like gay things for a
Yeah.
straight person.
No,
He's curious. He's not curious in that way, but he's very curious about the life that you lead.
I like
think.
to know.
Yeah, there's heap. Wet on
he-
Wellington.
I will say,
Subway.
somehow we started talking about. Oh no, I think I asked Josh if you kissed a man before, and he said no, and he asked me. I said yes, I've pecked a man on the lips.
Oh,
But Josh
that's
has
nothing.
Well, Josh has never done that. Can you peck him
It's-
right now? Go.
He's so sweaty.
It's too. I reckon if we.
Oh, he's been rejected.
You're saved.
It's purely because it'd be salty. I reckon I would taste like.
You taste like semen.
Yes. Is that a thing? Does sweat taste like semen?
It can do. I think sweat's a bit more saltier.
Wow.
Sorry about
So,
that.
buying a house.
so-
So you've
so the-
you've read Barefoot,
Yes.
and so what is that? So the Barefoot investor, he wants everyone to own their own property because
Yeah.
it's I mean, paying rent is fucking
Look,
ridiculous.
I won't say
Rent money's dead money.
yeah, I don't think he came up with that one. That's old
I don't know
school.
if he even says it.
no, I
Yeah.
don't think he does.
But so
I'm sure he does.
So you're saying I'm not going to buy a house,
Yeah, no.
but you've read the book.
Well, I read the book and I got all my super sorted because that was one thing.
Who's your super with? Host Plus?
Yep.
I'm with Host
No,
Plus.
media super.
Oh, yeah.
It's a industry fund. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Only
yeah.
for
Yes. Yeah.
members.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't understand.
John Wood runs it, I believe.
I don't know that. Who's
John
Wood?
Wood, the famous guy from Blue Heelers that never won a Logie.
Oh,
Then
yes,
won a
yes,
Logie.
yes.
Was he in the ads?
I don't think so at all.
That's why I made the joke.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it's
No,
not funny.
I don't
Why did you laugh?
Because I think there is a guy in the ads that looks like John Wood. It's just it's a classic big older man.
And so
they all look the same.
You've sorted your shit out with the super and the bank accounts.
But this is arrogant. I don't need to use his saving techniques because money,
you're all
YouTube
good.
money and Facebook money is just pouring in at the moment.
Well,
and I
so
give it 2 more years and then it's going to die.
Here's the reality of that, though. Josh and I have talked about it, and we're paying ourselves a low salary and sort of funding the business and doing all the things we love, with the thinking that this is going to be fucking huge, guys. Which is I think if you don't have that, then you've got. This is going to be bad. So why would you even start?
Yeah.
Which is, did you have that mindset before? You're like, I'm going to make it.
Yes.
Right now, I'm feeling pretty shit. My bank account looks pretty fucked. But then it all paused.
Like the effort, it's sort of like you do all the work for free and then all that free work you did, you suddenly just are earning money for it. So it's like all the money's coming in, but I've put, 2.5 years of just full-time work into it. I always had the mindset of this will pay off. And you probably, if I went another year or so and nothing was happening, then you'd probably be like, oh God, is this going to pay off?
Are you an exception though? Because I think there's how many people would have watching right now. And
How many influencers I feel like would still be in debt and just almost flex, they're buying shit to be able to do posts on Instagram. I guess you've built an audience where
you're
it's
talking
not
about the happy side or the outcome that people want, but then there is the outcome that people don't want.
It's really interesting because Instagram, when you want to be really famous on Instagram, now people are pretending they've got sponsorship deals.
Yeah.
So they'll tag everything and just pretend like it's a sponsored post. Brought to you by McDonald's at McDonald's_AU.
Yeah.
Underscore
And I
AU.
get that. And so what do you think about that?
I do think I was lucky in a way because my podcast earns I don't earn any revenue from that. YouTube earns. It's all right.
Is it AdSense that you make it? Yeah.
Yeah, it's okay. Facebook is also all
How
right.
do you make money through Facebook?
Well, you can put ads on your Facebook videos.
Oh, interesting.
Oh, is that a new thing or no?
I think you have to be an influencer. That's why we
you
don't
need
know
over
about
a
it.
certain amount.
I think, once I don't know how it happens, but then Facebook will just activate the option to do it. And so that money's all right. But I get people, you can go for a very long period of time and just sadly not.
And not
Not have anything.
Yeah.
But I guess it's everything is going to be all right. You're making it work.
But it's weird because you can do all this stuff and it only takes one video or one piece of content that you did and it could have been from 3 years ago, just suddenly explode and then your YouTube channel's up and working.
Yeah, so I just knocked the mic. I'm a bit flustered. You know what? I'm throwing in the towel, then I want the towel back. Mr.
so
97, can we have 2 sweat cloths, please?
The
Jeez,
other,
I feel like I'm at a sauna.
Can we? What is 40? What is?
Okay.
It's wet on Wellington. So the thing is that are you into?
Curious.
yeah, straight. You just mentioned sauna. It's like, okay, back to wet on
Yeah.
Wellington.
No. So
Do you want
is
to share
that,
this with me? Or?
so
No, that's all right.
No, you're right.
so saunas. What's the
What's the
Because I don't like the. I don't like heat.
Well, okay, so sauna, I
love
think
this.
sauna might be just a blanket term because you go in there and there's spas, showers, holes in the wall, sex rooms. It's not just a sauna where you're sitting there and sweat like we are now.
And so
There's a lot of other things.
And so what is the protocol of all this sort of stuff? Do you normally go with friends? Do you go alone?
Either. I've been once.
Yeah.
It's
With
a really
friends.
awkward. No, I couldn't because you got to be naked. I couldn't take someone I know and be like, "Hi."
You could have been one of the whole guys.
Well, you go there. That's usually the plan.
Jesus.
I meant the hole in the wall guys.
Yeah.
And so what was what was the actual
Mortgages,
experience?
tell us about-
No, I'm curious.
So
No.
back to-
No,
we
need to double
go
down. We need-
double dive?
we need-
Dive deep?
You can say deep. Yeah.
Look inside the hole.
What is the no? So tell us. Is this a? Do you think you are overly sexual in regards as a gay man, or do you just communicate it more? Like, do you think that? Because that's a lot of stuff. Like, I would go my whole life, obviously, never doing that sort of stuff. So is it built into the community?
It's really interesting. Yes, I would say. I don't know. From my perspective, the gays are very sexual. It's like you asked me before, like, "Oh, what's that?" And I was like, "Oh God, I feel so sorry for your partner."
I asked what a rim job. Like a rim job is like
I
licking
would
the
say
ass.
that's common.
Licking the ass.
Yes,
Okay.
when after you've had a shower.
So is that? So that's the process. So you have a. Are you having a lot of? How many showers do you have a day?
Just before.
Just before. So 3 rim jobs in one day. That's 3 showers.
I don't.
Are you feeling uncomfortable?
Yeah,
talking about this?
I am. It's a lot of.
Well, I don't think because I've heard you talk about some stuff, but I guess you're leading that. It's very much you've decided to talk.
Well, so
I'll ask. Have you
your
been?
questions are very broad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
So I
would
need to
say-
go more specific.
Well, I don't know. Like
That's a challenge.
Oh, okay. Here's
In
a.
like straight relationships,
I'll just ask.
I feel,
Think about one, Josh. Christian, have you been spotted? Like, I guess you're there, but do
no,
people know
no,
who
no.
you are?
Well, I mean, I
happened
went
once?
years and years ago,
Okay.
and I didn't like going to those places because it's usually just creepy older men
Okay.
and you.
and creepy younger guys. Yeah.
Okay.
And
There is
but
not much. I mean, all that is different between you and them is just time. Because if you go and it's like they've just kept going, and then
Well,
they become
you
the
feel-
creepy old man.
because
If you know what I mean?
That was their Grindr back in the day.
I get
Yeah,
it.
sure.
Going
Okay,
to
so
a
things are
sauna or a
changing.
park.
So you're going. What are your rules around people coming into your home? Like, so the Grindr
there aren't
stuff.
any. They're honestly, if anyone messages me and they're keen, I'm just like, oh, thank God.
Have you ever fucked up and gone, oh no, I've let someone in who
Yeah.
I would never let in?
Super fan.
No, not even.
No
not a
super
super
fans.
fan, but just someone that's
I
like,
wouldn't
oh,
let
this
him
person's
know
a bit
anyone.
off. Is there like, is drugs a big part of the culture?
Oh, so there was one time. Did I tell this on the last one?
No, I don't
Where
think
I
so.
went over to some guy's house and he was doing meth.
No.
No, so I didn't know at the time. He was really attractive and went
Probably
over.
really lean.
Yeah,
Definitely.
yes.
And you'd been up all night.
Yes.
Yeah.
But like, I went over and he was like, oh, do you mind if I smoke? And I was like, oh, yeah, it's weird that you'd smoke a cigarette inside,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
And then he pulls out a little pipe and I was like, oh my God.
It's pretty brazen, in front of a random.
Is it brazen or not? But is it brazen to also just go to a stranger's house?
Definitely.
To fuck.
Yeah. Comparing brazenness. It's not a word, but
I'm not a scientific guy.
maybe he was judging you and he's like, fuck this guy judging me.
That's funny that you're
Twirling
like,
a
is it
pipe.
brazen to go to someone's house? Because at the moment, like, I'm like, nah. Parks, I don't really do that anymore. I can't.
Just because it's too risky.
I have to be responsible.
No, it's the brand deal he's got with Parks
Yeah.
Victoria.
Sad. Slightly true. But I have found on Grindr now, I'll get a lot of messages of people saying like, oh, I love your videos. And my profile on Grindr, it's really obvious what I'm there for.
Yes.
You know?
How?
With
How
what-
do you show that?
Well,
Can we see your profile pic, or
No,
can you put
absolutely not.
penises in
No, you
profile
can't.
pic?
But it's too sleazy, and I'm embarrassed by it. If anyone I know saw it, and it's just fun. Question mark. That's. I mean, obviously.
Wait, fun question mark.
Fun,
That's your profile
question
pic.
mark. And that. Well, there's me. In
And you
shirtless.
Photoshop this, so you've had to Photoshop the fun text in it.
Oh my God, this is so great. No, there's a thing that you can type in a title, and it
Like a
automatically puts that
status.
title. Yeah.
Okay, I get it.
Mason's taking notes for him.
Okay, so when I go on a Grindr, what do I need to do? You can be anonymous on Grindr if you want.
Okay. That's all.
And the people who message me, they can be like quite attractive, and I have to be, because they know who you are, they know who I am. I can't initiate anything, because otherwise I'm I feel like I might be Harvey Weinsteining it, like a bit.
yeah.
Like they might be just saying love your videos, and that's it. That's all they wanted to say.
Yes.
But I'm like, my profile says fun. There's an eggplant emoji. Like, I'm on here for
this
business
reason. Yeah.
or for pleasure, really, not
Yeah.
business. And so I'm like, okay, are they leading into a conversation where we're going to touch dicks, or what's the deal here? And so I found it's actually getting more difficult getting recognised, because I don't know what people want.
Okay.
So this is basically a message. If you find me on Grindr and you want to get naked, just say it.
How about
could you not
hang
say
on.
it? Could you just say, hey,
I can't say it.
but not in like not in a filthy way, but could you say,
But I reckon-
hey, are you do you want to talk? I was
Oh
gonna
my
say,
God, no, let finish. I want to hear your
I was gonna say,
subtlety.
do you want to talk dirty? Is what I was going to say.
Oh my God.
And then say, do you want to have sex? Is that the part?
I mean,
Yeah, but I can't.
what you're saying
No,
is
but
we're
that's
moving
not-
towards where we actually need, hi, do we have permission to go into this space?
So
No,
how do
not
you?
really?
You don't need that? You don't need signed
Well, Grindr.
disclosures?
I mean, you're on Grindr.
But so
first of
then,
all.
what's so which is the bit?
But I just don't want to be that like, oh, I'm a big fan, and then, and all I thought was like, he thought I wanted to have sex with him, and
How
then they
about-
tell everyone, and then
how
I just
about-
become the actual creepy sex pest.
But could you just say in the filter, like on your that status thing you have?
have.
But no, just not say fun because it's
If you're
still
keen,
like
send the eggplant and that's it, nothing else.
yeah.
So open
Like
with
a
the
safe
eggplant.
word.
Yeah, it's like the safe emoji. That could be a
That's
thing.
a
You
fucking
start
great idea.
threading it through your podcast.
What about
Launch it here.
what about asking people what would you like to do with me? Show me with emojis.
Oh my God.
So if they do a
No,
talking
that's
emoji,
creepy.
you know that they're just talking.
Josh is strategic. I
It's
think
really-
your win rate or your number would go up high, taking Josh's advice. This has turned out.
These women. Please tell me what you'd want to do with me.
Show me the emoji.
You're
Then
on
is
that
there a
one.
difference between this interaction between a man and a woman and a man and a man? Is there a different standard within what you've
I just
felt?
I just feel like when you're on Grindr, you're there for one reason.
To grind.
Yes. But then some people will see my profile and just say, Trish is funny. And then I'm like,
I got a fan.
are you
Yeah.
like, will I destroy the fan's dreams by being like,
Yeah.
send nudes? And I'm like a really arrogant, creepy person.
Send him a link to that page where you do videos for people.
Oh yeah, Cameo. I'm on that and I
Yeah.
make so much money.
What
from
is it called?
What is this?
It's called Cameo. It's the most genius app, and it's an American app. And you sign up, you log in your profile, and people can pay. They pay you to record a message for a friend or for themselves, and they give you a little blurb.
And so what's the most interesting one you've done? Like who have you sent it to?
I did a baby announcement. So they were like, "Can you announce the gender and the fact that we're pregnant and we're going to send this to our family?" I was like,
That's
"That is
awesome.
fun."
That is
great.
awesome.
And then like a weddings, congratulations on getting married that they play at a wedding. And then it's just the typical birthday ones.
How do you pick the? How do you get paid? Like, how do you set the fee, or do they set the fee?
No, I can set it. So like Draco from Harry Potter's on it.
Interesting.
So he's like-
Draco. I thought Draco.
What does it cost for him?
I wonder if he's like $500. So it literally
I
can be
think that sounds cheap.
30-second message, $500.
I guess it only takes 30 seconds.
But like it's Draco. So
and so are you getting requested
So-
to do this? Like,
yeah. So
hi
it's
Christian,
$20.
love you.
So I make $20, and yeah, I've earned like probably like $3,000 from it.
That's great.
Yeah.
That's great.
In like
Doing
2
little-
months. Because I did a thing, I was like, oh, you struggling to find a Christmas present? Why not have Trish leave a message?
Has there been anyone where
great.
it's like whatever the message is, it sort of has made you feel bad about charging? So it's like someone's been like, hey, Christian, can you do one to explain to my girlfriend that we're bankrupt?
Hi,
It's Trish here.
no, I mean, luckily I haven't got this, but like, hi, I've just been diagnosed with cancer. I was wondering if you could leave me a message.
I
You
can
get a
imagine
lot,
that.
like, but you get
Catfish.
It's awful. You get a lot of that, like on all the platforms.
Really?
Yeah.
Because I was wondering about that. Like I was thinking about the scale of anything. Think about Hamish and Andy.
Oh, yeah.
And people have been in car accidents and died while listening to Hamish and Andy.
Oh, wow, that is deep.
But don't you think about that? Like I was wondering, I was like,
Well, I don't-
surely no one's died listening to
Can
our
I just
show.
say,
That's a
do
really
you think
good point.
anyone's been? Have you ever been in a car and gone? Imagine if we just got fucking T-boned and died.
I thought that on the way here.
Do you reckon
My Uber
they've
driver
thought
was
that
serving-
and it's happened? Like this conversation, we're
Yeah.
all driving.
But that's what scares me.
Guys,
That's why my mum's always like, don't ever say that
Yeah,
because
true.
she thinks that you're putting it into the world.
She also watched The Secret and she knows about the laws
Oh
of
my
attraction.
No, she hasn't
God.
seen
She hasn't seen The Secret?
No, she hasn't.
Oh.
No, mum
You've
hasn't seen
seen The
it.
Secret.
Are you?
I know what it's all about.
Are you a secret guy? Like,
He's got secrets. Check out his grinder.
So many. No, but I
Law of
recently got
attraction.
into crystals.
okay.
Crystal meth.
No, I feel like crystal meth is like fine. And then when you believe in the power of like crystals and quartz,
You've gone crazy.
It's just a bunch of bullshit.
But how did you actually get into
you got
it?
into crystals.
Well, see, I got into it because it's currently the in thing at the moment. And
With who?
Well, when you watch like Vogue do these like apartment tours with like Tommy Hilfiger and all
What
this.
the fuck is
and
that
they
called?
have-
The 72 questions.
No,
or
that
40
one's shit. I hate that.
Why
one.
are they so? They're so contrived. They're like, thanks for coming. It's like, what do you like to do on the weekend?
Yeah, it's all rehearsal
I don't know. And then they just keep, and then they turn and they do another bit. It's so bad.
Those 72 question videos is where they have a famous person.
Is
and
it
then
72?
Vogue-
I think it's like 40 something maybe. 72 seems
a
like,
lot of questions.
I'm sure I haven't sat through
No,
70.
I'm pretty sure it's like 71 questions
Yeah.
with
Maybe it
Gigi
just
Hadid.
feels like 72
Oh,
questions.
it goes on for hours,
Yeah.
and they're just like, my
They go
favorite
through the-
color is blue, and they're in their apartment, which is like 45 million. It's the most unrelatable, horrible thing. But the one thing you notice in all of these apartments, massive crystals. So I was like, well, I want to get in on this trend that rich white people are doing, and so I've gotten into crystals, and I went to Byron Bay. That's very hippie, and they've got this whole place dedicated to crystals.
Yeah.
And
Is it
so
called Kmart?
No, Kmart haven't picked up on it
It's
yet.
spotlight,
You know,
Josh.
actually,
You can imagine they'd get into that. Doing
they
everything
will
else.
soon. They absolutely will, because at the moment you can only get them and they're really expensive. So I paid like $400 for like a handful, and they just sit. Like, because
Do you regret getting them?
Not at all.
I bought a coin. Mr. 97, can you just grab my coin?
See, these crystals are supposed to be like they heal you. They make sure you're like you're. I don't. It's just bullshit.
This is what I bought.
This is a more realistic thing to purchase over
This looks disgusting. Memento Mori.
What is this? What is this?
You could live. Oh fuck! I can't even read. You could leave life right now.
Yeah, it's a coin to remind you that you're going to die.
Your mum would hate this coin. Have you told her about it?
I told Mum. She was like, "That's sick."
Well, because it's the same as the in the car thing.
Yeah, she's
that's
like,
full on.
sick. Yeah, but
Do you? What is?
so you're meant to just carry it with you, and it's just a constant reminder if it's
right.
if it's sick. What were you just asked?
Yeah.
Nothing, just telling a secret.
Yeah. Did you whisper it loud enough so that everyone could hear it?
No, it wasn't.
No, you can.
How much did this cost you?
Yeah.
It was $70.
You didn't even lie, didn't it? Why would you not lie about that?
No, well, because
$70?
we spoke about. Well, the thing was, it was $29, and then they fucking they get you with shipping and the.
So I've started, like I sell a lot of merch, and someone is willing.
What's your most
to pay
popular merch?
$70 for this, and what I've started doing is. The Trish wig hair, so Trish is the character I play, it falls out. So I've started to roll the wig hair up into balls, and then I've cast it in resin in like pendants, and I haven't sold it yet, but I'm going to sell.
so shit.
No, that's amazing.
You bought a stupid piece of metal for $70.
Is the resin at least? I can just imagine bubbles in the resin. Have you got it? So
No,
the
it's
resin,
clear cast resin.
It
Yep.
looks good.
No,
It's
really
not the
good.
ready resin.
Is it in like a very? Have you? What's
The
the
mold. I've bought the mold.
You put what sort of mold?
Teardrop mold.
Oh, that's
It's like a teardrop
nice.
pendant.
So this is legit. I just imagine you getting
just
glue.
cuts to next
and just
episode.
like-
Josh has got one on.
Yeah, shipping
wear
for
one.
$70.
If you give
I
us
should have
two,
brought them in because
we'll wear them.
They set last night
For one
They
episode.
look hideous, but I just I'm seeing if people would buy a little lock of Trish's hair.
Look,
Well, the
Guys, this
Trish
is-
hair almost looks like pubic hair. Like it looks thick.
Well, it's nylon, whatever it is.
Yeah, so
it's like
it's fully fake.
long. Okay, inside into your nether regions.
Guys, do you know what's fucked up?
What?
I just realized that I'm sweating so much. My hands have become. What's that called?
You look like you've been in a spa.
Yeah, like my hands.
Jesus.
What is that called? What is that?
They're what do you call it?
What's that called?
Pruning, isn't it?
Pruning, isn't it? Pruning.
No. It's like, oh no, I've just gone into the bath for too long, and now I'm all
Wrinkly.
Wrinkly, yeah. Wrinkly?
Is that it?
Your reaction to that word? I don't
Wrinkle. Oh yeah, I'm all like wrinkly. I don't know.
I heard that was for underwater. Being able to grip. Is that a
thing.
thing? That's a radio thing. You've probably
I mean,
put
you're the
I
scientist
heard
guy.
that too.
Did you hear it?
Yeah, but then I heard
Which
another
literally,
theory.
I'm
Yeah.
getting there too.
So
It helps you grip things.
Underwater.
Yeah,
one of my favorite things about being a patron on your Patreon or whatever, a patron of
Oh,
your
that's
Patreon,
right.
you sent
I do
some,
nothing on that.
you sent some merch.
Yeah, I sent you some key rings.
The one thing that I had to get rid of
I think
I'm
I actually
sorry.
threw it out.
was the car fragrance because it was giving us asthma.
It's really bad, isn't it? The
Yeah.
smell's pretty. I like it, but everyone hates it. It's like a coconutty summer smell.
I love coconut. But the
That's a patronising look.
No, I was trying to think about. I get the coconut bit. I'm trying to think about the summery smell. What does summer smell like?
It smells like right
But
now.
it's like, this is the weird part. If you ever got those fancy candles and you go and they're like called Ocean Breeze.
Oh yeah.
What the hell? An ocean breeze is just like dry, salty air.
Yeah.
Or like, and then there's like black musk. What? The names?
Musk, I don't like this. I feel like
I love
musk.
the smell of musk.
Really?
Like lolly musk.
Musk sticks?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I love
Is that what a musk is?
Old
I
school
don't know,
musk.
but
You think
that's
you've
I'm thinking musk sticks.
yeah, like musty.
Yeah, musk.
Ah,
They
yes,
can also
yes,
be like,
yes.
yeah, like bedroom smells a bit musky.
What's happening with the troll shit I saw on Insta stories?
Oh, no.
I'm
You
not
know
across
what
this. Can you just
I've just,
give us the
Yeah, you done?
I'm done with that. I just realised like I don't actually ever get trolled.
Yeah.
And
And then you're fighting someone else's battle.
Well,
by the sounds of it.
I thought I knew what trolling was, and then a friend of mine, I read through her comments. I was like, whoa, they're quite severe, and they know so much about you, and they watch your stuff, and she was just being trolled really badly, and they'll screenshot her lives and put them on these like bad parenting accounts, and it's really full on. And I just got angry.
I mean, not that I don't even know anything about what you're saying, but when, but say about I don't know anything. What I'm saying, it wasn't me that sent those, but I don't know about this situation.
Yeah.
Is there ever a point to sort of like if like there's lots and lots of people saying a similar thing, as someone who's got a big following, because I don't, so I'm not speaking out of experience here. Like, what is there ever a moment you look at all of the stuff? Fuck, I'm seeing that a lot.
If everyone's saying that you're a cunt, are you a cunt?
Yeah. So the funny part of it is they don't often say the same thing. It's usually just one person who has a fake account who just sort of critiques. The friend of mine that was just talking about, how she's supposedly really hypocritical and she's doing all these brand deals, but her kids they've got hand-me-down shoes and all this stuff. And
Bro,
family-
kids are expensive.
Yes.
He can fuck off.
Well,
she can fuck off.
This was the
whoever it
thing.
is.
Like, it's like this is why I don't want to get into this weird headspace because I got really angry and everything. You try and justify everything, and it's like, well, clearly the person commenting, like they've got bipolar and they're in an episode, or something's wrong, and you try and justify everything. You're like, you can't. Like,
Were people defending, like when you were calling out the troll person, what was sort of the feedback you were getting from people?
They were like, yeah, we don't tolerate this. But then it's like this, you can't do anything. And
Yeah.
you try to report it and it doesn't get deleted and it's just easy to ignore it. But then what I realized is when people say, because I'm not the one getting trolled, it was a friend of mine. And when you say just ignore it or delete it, you have to read the comment before you delete it.
Yeah, it's
So it puts you in that really bad headspace. And so I was just trying to get the account blocked and then banned, but then they just set up another fake one and then they just spew all this hypocritical stuff and it makes you really angry, but you're like...
And then you're under attack as well then. All of a sudden it's
so
just
suddenly I've discovered these
You've got
websites.
your own troll.
So there's a website... I don't know if I want to...
Yeah, don't say its name.
So it's a website dedicated to just really being horrible, and there's all these different threads. Imagine
It's
4chan.
called Reddit.
No, Reddit
No, Reddit.
is nice compared to this site.
Really?
It's literally just bitchy, jealous people.
And it's not 4chan.
Commenting about every post. It's not 4chan. It's similar.
Wow,
It's
okay.
like an anonymous, you can be anonymous and they'll name you. And I discovered it, and because I started calling out these trolls, I was suddenly appearing on these threads. And like that's just awful. And it's mostly to women or gay men, because it's mostly gay men and women who are commenting and being awful trolls.
Really?
They're just, I think it just comes from a place of jealousy. The guy, we know who it is. This is the bad part.
Yeah.
We know who the main instigator is, but they're so good at just we
How
can't
do you
link
know?
it.
Or what's
Like there's about 5 friends of mine who I know from Instagram, and they've all said exactly the same thing about one person. And so I've put this together. I'm like, they all know who's trolling. Then this person has an open Facebook page. Like they have their own Facebook page, and they say negative things about these women.
Yeah.
They don't really go hard on them,
Yeah.
but they say the same things
yeah.
on Instagram as their anonymous profile, but they really go them. And then you look at the history of this person. They had to delete their Instagram account. They had like 200,000 followers. And so I think they're jealous.
200,000 followers. That's
a lot.
Yeah. So
Maybe there's a business in being a troll.
Well, this
There
was
is for some
before.
people.
This was before. So they were a troll. They were really successful on Facebook, and then I don't know what happened. They got bitter. Their account got blocked and shut down, and then now they just troll other people.
I'm just picturing your house, big corkboard,
string everywhere.
string going to
Oh.
this
Man,
person,
I would
back
get
up
right
to that.
into that.
I was trying to be really FBI, and I was going to get a hacker to go in and see what email accounts were linked to the troll accounts.
That's a
Because
good
as
idea.
soon as I found out, as soon as I had the slightest bit of evidence that it was this person, I was just going to out them. But then I realised that's probably not a great idea because you just
hard 'cause
open the
it's-
floodgates.
Yeah,
for
you're
yourself.
meeting them
Yeah.
with what they do by releasing it. It's like everyone sort of bashes down people for doing stuff.
Yes.
And it seems like they're jumping on the bandwagon of criticising someone who's done something wrong, but it's almost as bad.
Have you read John Ronson's book, So You've Been Publicly Shamed?
No.
It's very good, yes. Talks about how like everyone, it ends up becoming a stack song where someone does something bad and then everyone else ends up being worse by going after all these people.
Yes. Well, that's the thing. You just end up being the catty, also bitchy, diva type person for sticking up for your friends.
Well, you're giving it energy and it keeps the fuel going.
But then
keeps the fire going.
I watched there was this big thing with Gordon Ramsay and Sofia Vergara that has resurfaced from.
Is Sophia the one from Modern Family?
Yes.
Yeah.
Manny, what are you doing? Like that. And she was being interviewed by Jay Leno, and she's very pretty.
Who's she married to?
Jay.
Joe. Is
Jay.
it Jay?
Jay.
Rodriguez? No, in real life.
Yeah.
The guy from Magic Mike. You know the big Joe Manganiello.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
the hottest couple in the world.
Yeah.
And their son, Manny.
Yeah, great. Good input. And Gordon Ramsay was making a lot of sexual innuendo toward her, and she was sort of laughing it off. And someone was like,
In the real lives or on the internet? Was he saying this stuff?
"No,
On
sitting
Jay
next
Leno.
to her with Jay Leno." And so she's on live TV, and so Gordon has gotten into a bit of trouble for this. And then, but people are going.
Blamed it on a spicy curry. I was on edge. I couldn't help myself.
But
Bad
people were
fish.
judging her for not saying anything or not sticking up for herself. And then other people were saying, well, if she shut him down and left the interview, she'd be a diva. So it didn't matter what she did in any situation. She just would have been criticised. And so ultimately they were like, well, she did the right thing. You just have to bend over and take it and smile and pretend like it's funny that he said, oh, put your dick in my mouth. And she's like, ha, 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 ha.
Is that what he
said that.
said?
No, but he was saying like, he was implying some really...
He was using lingo from the kitchen.
Yes, he
But, yeah,
absolutely
But don't you
was.
think
Yeah.
it's Jay? Do you think? I think Jay Leno was the host, has some responsibility to the guests. No,
It's so difficult.
Well, it's an entertainment show, and the energy. Maybe he's going, fuck. If I meet this with this sort of friction,
he may have missed
it
the
will
mark.
then pull apart the show. Doesn't mean he should have done that. He should not have done that. It'd be like if a guy came up to me and sort of started trying to intimidate me, and then I met him with the same level of friction. We would probably punch on. Which, if you didn't want it, if he's like calling me, you're a little wimp, look at your little arms.
You just agree with him and then it shuts him up. and walks
Yeah,
away.
okay.
Yeah.
So I get that, but it doesn't solve the problem. I think that's what they're saying. Her not speaking up in that moment
but from a power
could have
dynamic,
changed something, or it could have fucked everything.
but the
So
power
it's hard.
dynamic point of view, if you've got two guests at a house, you're the host, and a guest is being an asshole to the other guest. This is why I don't host any events or parties because it's your job to then say, "Hey, John, stop being a fuckhead."
When the cameras are on, there's the hard thing. It's not real life. It's fucking television. Because if I was at home, I'd be like, pull your head in, mate. That's fucking
But isn't
disgusting.
that even more? I know. Like,
Have you seen her husband?
Yeah.
He's ripped and would smash your head in, Gordon.
No, but isn't the pushback though nowadays? It's like because they are on TV, they're actually should be held at a higher standard, and so in that regard, he needs to call it out because otherwise people think it is okay. Because if we just say it's okay to harass people when they're on TV.
If you're a person that thinks it's okay just because Jay Leno didn't say something, you're a fucking idiot. It's not okay. You can't do that. And that's why
So if
I
it's
think
not
there is a bunch of
okay-
people that would be fucking idiots and think that's ha ha ha, or think, that's funny. Yeah, she's hot. But they're the ones that are the problem.
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of people that would be of the school of thinking of that's not fucking okay.
Yeah.
And so it's so
But
complex.
see, this is like, have you spoken about the Gillette ad?
No.
Have you avoided talking about that?
No.
Have you seen it? No.
I
you watched
heard.
it?
I heard the audio of it.
Yeah.
Well, because I was very much like, does it matter that? So the Gillette ad is Gillette, the shaving company, released an ad trying to fix like toxic masculinity. We should be teaching kids not to fight, and it was basically, just saying men need to be accountable for stuff. And then a lot of people were angry at them, and I didn't understand why were men getting angry at a brand sort of being a bit preachy. And then I recently watched a video. Have you heard of Friendly Geordies?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I
haven't. What is it?
A dude from Adelaide he's a comedian, but he also does a lot
Very
of
political.
research. He's got a team. He's very political.
He does have a
So he
team.
dissects. This is what I've heard.
Yeah,
dissects something going on, talking about the media company that's publishing it, the reason behind.
he's
what
very
the issue
young,
is.
and he's
You a fan of his?
yes and no. So I go in and out of things that he says. He also hates the project, but I like the people I work with are all the people from the project. But I usually watch his stuff and I go, oh, don't agree with that, or I do. But then he did something on the Gillette ad, and I was like, this is the greatest video. And he was like, because he was saying why men were getting angry about being told, and then why women were like, well, what's bad about a company saying that we shouldn't be doing this, and blah blah blah. And then he uncovered that Gillette have like child labour, and then they don't pay their workers to make the product, and that he was saying like, we should be angry at the fact that here's a company cashing in on, a hot button issue when they don't actually pay anyone. And
100%. I mean, there's people around a table, not even judging what was in the ad. People around a table at Gillette, the marketing managers, thinking, yes, this is our opportunity to help people. No, you fucking think about the bottom line.
that's
100%. That is something you are thinking about.
and that's what the Friendly Geordies video sort of proved to me, and realised that undoes everything that they've been trying to do. They're not trying to help and be good, because if they were, they'd fix their own factory.
Is it a one step? Is the marketing bit? Is it's like, okay, marketing can only do what marketing does. Could this maybe force them, now that they've done that and this has come out, they've set themselves at a higher standard. So now they've allowed people to go in and be like, well, you're actually not doing things ethically here, and here. So now they're in a position publicly where they have to start fixing those things. So is it the first step potentially for making
I don't think so.
progress?
I mean, yes, maybe in the long run.
Did you fight with your brothers? Were you wrestling and stuff?
Nah. Oh,
Yeah.
no, God. They were with each other, but I just hid in my room.
Yeah. See, I mean, there's one bit in it where it's like boys will be boys, or something about the kids wrestling around. It's like, I think it's something of being a child.
But that's the other thing. It's sort of, you said a really good point before. It's like the ad talks to people who it shouldn't be talking to. Like, everyone knows that you don't go and you rape women. You don't, like, that's not something that we need to be really taught. I was never sat down and taught that. It's just, you just know that you don't do that. But a mentally ill person, or someone that grows up where you think that's fine to do, won't respond to that ad.
Yeah. Fuck, I respect Gillette as a brand. I'm changing my ways as someone who suffers a serious issue and is the person that perpetrates.
Yeah, and I think Gillette also are saying to other men that we need to call that behaviour out. I don't know.
100%. I will call it out. If I was watching the other day, it's like these young kids.
Too scary.
Yeah, I guess there's a danger in doing it. I was walking past, I saw these young kids, and I saw this girl walking. She was in a skirt, and they were young, probably like 16, 17, but they looked like trouble. I know trouble when I see it. I was probably them. And I was conscious about what they were going to do to her or say to her. And one of them was just like doing this, moving his head.
Creepy.
But they didn't say anything. I was like, fuck, if they said anything, I probably would have whistled and gone, fucking
not a wolf whistle.
Yeah.
Not wolf whistle.
Just double down.
Pull your fucking heads in or something like that.
Yeah.
I will do that. And I think that's calling it out. But
I think that's good.
That is good. But then if I get shanked because they're little rats from the fucking outer burbs.
Yeah, but then you compare it like
wallet.
Yeah. I don't know.
Keep your knife in your wallet. It's a pretty small one.
Yeah, it's quite niche.
It is complex.
It's just a hard. Like, what do you do?
Yeah. What's on for 2019? What are you excited about?
Oh, I've just announced I'm doing a bunch of shows, doing comedy tour.
So you did a tour last year. Was that like just like a run through type of like what was that like a test show for you?
That was just to see if I could actually do like a live show and make people laugh. Look, 40% of them laughed, so that was good. That's
Mate, I'd take 40%.
Yeah, I know. And
it depends on how you sell it. You're not selling it as 60% didn't laugh.
Well, see, I'm selling the show as this will be the worst show you ever see. So
yeah, great. You
if
can
it
only
is the
go
worst
up.
show, they can't complain.
Yeah, exactly.
And so now I'm doing like 9 shows around Australia.
And what's the content of the show?
I don't even know yet. It's just stories from my life that are planned. Like obviously my podcast is completely unplanned.
Is there any singing in it? Maybe. Maybe.
Trish makes a cameo.
Trish is making a cameo.
Great.
Yep, she's going to give some advice. She's the know-it-all.
Do you do interaction with people? Like get them up on stage?
No, that scares me too much.
Why don't the project fucking sweat this much?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Like the thing is,
they have air conditioning. They have silent air conditioning in their room.
Is that what it is?
Yeah. And
so we've got everything. We've got except the aircon.
Uncomfortable. Do we go to exactly an hour?
Yeah, we're finishing. We'll finish
that aircon needs to go back on. I feel.
Have you had a good time?
I have.
And so I don't want to go
back to work. I'm essentially on the clock, and I was like, "Yeah, I'm just ducking out for
just for McDonald's,
just for breakfast." 3 hours later, I rock up at lunch. Oh, I've got to duck out for lunch. I am because I'm going to watch the Channel 9 news broadcast tonight.
Hitchy?
Peter Hitchener.
So
Peter Hitchener is a big fan of mine.
Really?
Can you tell him that you were on the Daily Talk Show today? Because we want to get Hitchy.
He actually confirmed in an email, his producer, who's also assistant's also named Peter.
Yes.
That's confusing.
Yep.
Very confusing. Was it Dr. Peter? I feel like there was something he was like an Order of Australia. There was something at the end of his name where I'm like, Peter Hitchener has a legit EA. Like it's like real.
Yeah, it's Peter Hitchener. He's like the newsman of Australia.
Yeah. And so, we were going to get Peter on before I went overseas, but then we couldn't get it in time. So we're definitely.
You might have to go to Peter.
Yeah, well, that's what we're going to. That's what we're going to do.
No, he would definitely. But I would feel so bad if Pete had to sit here in 39-degree heat and deal with this.
So
professional news
aircon before Peter gets in,
and so the tour thing. What's the audience like? What's the demographic?
They're mums let loose for a night who haven't had wine in a long time.
And there's alcohol.
That's
wine. Awesome.
Yeah, so they
during the show, like you can.
Well,
you can booze it up.
You can bring a glass of wine.
What venues? What sort of venue?
Yeah, Melbourne
theatres or
Comics Lounge in Melbourne. Oh yeah, they're like 500 people.
Awesome.
Perth's 1,000.
Really? There's 1,000 people in Perth.
Yep.
What's the one in Melbourne? How many people?
500.
Can we come to a show backstage? Just Christian's out there.
We should do a video. Was that you gagging on someone's?
I'm the most nervous backstage. So 45 minutes before the show, I cry and then I don't want to do it. But then as soon as I'm on stage,
that wasn't an invite
fine.
to actually get you on our show. That was just an invite for us to do a show back there.
we
on the stage before.
No, we should do a video.
Totally.
No, we should do a video like a behind the scenes because I did that video on you.
Cool.
One story
boring.
up. No, you thought
there sweating. It's basically exactly now.
And we've done it for an hour.
And have they got silent aircon? That's the big question.
No.
You're going to be demanding it now. And so you go to
do
an
you get
official.
A rider? Do you get a rider?
No, actually, I never thought about that.
No, get your
What
rider.
would I put on a rider? Hot naked men,
Naked.
Fizzy water.
fizzy and mineral water. Yep.
Yeah.
Soda stream.
So, do you like SodaStream?
Yep.
Okay, no, I'm all about it. Is there different levels of bubbles that you can do in a SodaStream? Because I've been getting into fizzy water.
Mr. 97, you've got one.
Can you have different levels of bubbles? Depends on how you press the bubble. Right. We went down a rabbit hole yesterday of watching videos of people's soda streams exploding.
Did you see the kid who put red wine in?
He was making a bit of rosé, sparkling rosé for
and
mum.
the whole thing explodes. It just goes everywhere. It's the greatest. Oh, I love that so much.
You're on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that sort of stuff. Have you got a schedule for like you're doing a weekly video on YouTube? Or
I do a video every 2 days.
Fuck.
It's a lot. And it's,
just youtube.com/Christian Hull.
That's me.
Yeah, it's the Daily Talk Show, everyone. If you want to send us an email, hi@thedailytalkshow.com. We're here to, we're going to go off and, I was going to say have a shower.
Well, what happens at the end of
together?
We're very close to
spa, what do you do at the very end? Because
you suck each other off.
No, what is the very fine, like, is that
the end? And then what?
Well, once you've jizzed, it's it. You go home.
Okay, well,
For some people, they can do it multiple times. So it depends on who you are.
and
I'm done. I'm not going again.
he's already all right. Well, if Tommy's done, I guess we're all done. It's a Daily Talk Show. Have a good one, guys. There's the thumbnail.
Turn the aircon on.